Nuestro Dominicano Abe. Am I clear? Okay, I'm reloaded. Ladies and gentlemen, Dontay London decides to stop capping in front of the camera. He said he wanted to meet Tyler Perry. Now, how you going to meet Tyler Perry and he's in the middle of his allegations? You're already a light-skinned ninja. Whoa! Shut your bitch ass up! So you want to meet Tyler Perry talking about you're a movie star all because of YouTube views, all because of a couple of clicks. Let's get it straight, Dontay. Before we get into the content, ladies and gentlemen, Dontay, the reason why you blew up on YouTube was because you was promoting struggle content in the middle of politics. The Democratic Party, we know how that party rocks. They was pushing that agenda because they wanted a certain demographic to vote, because those certain people, if they was to vote, potentially could have changed the outcome of the race. So a lot of content creators that was pushing struggle content, homeless content, can't pay their rent content, can't pay their bills content, they blew up. Example, Exhibit A, Dodash, Stupid. This woman here, she blew up off of gig work. But was it gig work, or was it because she was pushing struggle content? Because she was saying quit your 9 to 5 as if the next person is going to pay for your bills. That's some crazy work, ladies and gentlemen. We are pretty much in the back end of the year, and you have content creators telling you to quit your 9 to 5 as if they're going to pay your bills. See, what we have to understand is that a 9 to 5 is not the be all end all, but it definitely will keep you afloat. It definitely will prevent you from being a handout, for being a beggar, for asking the next person, for asking your friends or family for assistance. Now, we all been there. We all understand life is extremely difficult. So once in a blue moon, you do need assistance. I understand that once in a blue moon, you do need to have that financial help. Now, I can't speak for everybody, but life is extremely difficult. But these two content creators that's on the screen, Distract Dontay and those scammer, these two content creators in the whole summer and the back end of the year, they was promoting struggle content. Now they want to switch up the content, talking about it's okay to work a 9 to 5. Which one was it? Because for some people, they don't have the luxury to have family and friends to depend on when they are in a hole. So you real life, we want to talk about real life. Real life was chasing a YouTube bag. In reality, you can be demonetized at any second. Then what? We have some people believing so gullible, and the only person that they can blame is themselves. Some people that are so gullible, ladies and gentlemen, that they backdoor, they quit their 9 to 5, something that God blessed them with. Because let's keep it a bean, in 2025, when 2026, it's not easy to keep a 9 to 5, let alone get a 9 to 5. An employer had to really look at your name, pick you out of all applicants, pick you to be at that establishment. Meanwhile, you have people in third world countries wishing they was in your shoes in America. It doesn't matter what job you have, as long as you have a job. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Because what we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that you have content creators, modern day society, telling the masses to quit their 9 to 5. Who is going to pay the bills at the end of the day? I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to put two and two together. Who is going to pay the bills at the end of the day? Scamming can only get you so far. You may get away with it a couple months, but at the end of the day, rent's going to keep on rocking again. Rent's going to keep on knocking again and knocking again. You're going to have some type of consistent income coming through your bag. So we got Distract Dontay coming through on the screen. He finally understands that being a movie star, trying to collab with Tyler Perry, it's a dream, but in reality, rent is still coming up. November 1st is still coming up. You got Distract Dontay going to job agencies with no informant, nobody to represent him, but he wants to be a movie star all because of clicks and views off YouTube. Distract Dontay, what you need to understand, those clicks and views was a very short moment of your YouTube career, because you was pushing struggle content. The Democratic Party all 2024 was trying to push a certain agenda, and it was pushing struggle content. As you see, people was living in U-Haul storage units, And YouTube decided to promote content creators such as that. Now, I ain't gonna knock the hustle. Get it how you can, get it how you live. I personally would never live in a U-Haul. But if you really want to map it out and trap it out, and somehow you can get away with that, I don't condone it. But you can really come up off living out U-Haul. You can come up living from your car. You can come up living in some shelter. God forbid I'm ever in that situation. But when life hits the fan, and you don't have no other options, you got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. So they was promoting all the struggle content. Now these views are starting to decrease. So what else are you going to talk about? Let's talk about keeping a 9 to 5. Let's talk about survival. Let's talk about making it to another day, because the content that you was promoting, DoorDash and Disrespect Dontay, was telling people to be homeless out here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, wipe your foot before you get into the shoe. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's go into the content.
Good future working here, man. I really do. It's cool, man. Like, this my vibe. You feel me? This my vibe. I like that I can do something.
Ladies and gentlemen, even if Disrespect Dontay is capping in front of the screen, this is the joy and excitement you should have having a 9 to 5 in America, because what you have to understand is that nobody's going to pay your bills for you at the end of the day. Nobody's going to buy you that food that goes down your stomach every single day. Nobody's going to clothe you. Nobody's going to take care of your responsibilities. So you should be excited to go to your 9 to 5. You got people out here talking about, oh my gosh, I hate going to work. I'm so tired. This, that, and the third. These complaints are not going to pay for the bills, but yet promoting, complaining is crazy work. Meanwhile, these same individuals that's complaining, they got 2 hands, 2 legs, fully capable of moving, but yet they're complaining. Stop the cap. Crazy work. Shout out to Fambo in the chat. You got people really complaining out here, man.
800 feet, turn left onto County Center Drive West.
I like that I'm able to like really do something that I'm already good at. I had to see it from a different perspective. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, you had to see it from a different perspective because the bill is piling up. Of course, you got to see it from a different perspective. At the end of the day, you can only cap for so long. Who is paying the bills? Who? You ain't trapping it. You ain't doing the illegal way. You're not doing the legal way. So where's the income coming from? YouTube AdSense? That's a paycheck that's coming 1 time a month, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to decipher if the views is really viewing. If you're getting 30, 40, 50K when you're pushing struggle content, okay, you're booming. You getting 8, 7 bands for a YouTube AdSense check. You can survive off 7 bands a month. But when you only getting 1,000 views, 500 views, that's what? Pennies to the dollar. You can't survive off that, ladies and gentlemen. Why can't content creators chase the YouTube bag and multitask with YouTube? So Disrespect Dontay finally comprehends in his mind that he can multitask after so many months of people on his head. Pause. Whoa! After the entire YouTube community was telling him to get a 9 to 5, the man finally decides, okay, I'm gonna go out there and get it. So shout out to Disrespect Dontay. Let's see how long this lasts. We're in 2025. You can get anything that your heart desires. Do not let any circumstance hinder you for overcoming any obstacle. Let me repeat that. Any obstacle that's in your direction, you can overcome any obstacle. It doesn't matter what's in front of you. People like to complain, sound like a little bitch. They want to whine. All these are not going to solve the solution. What's going to solve the solution is action. Bit by bit, piece by piece, block by block, Glock for Glock, 1 foot in front of the other, you can obtain anything that you want. But complaining is the new norm now, ladies and gentlemen. People just want to complain, just want to sound like little bitchs, excuse my French, but people just want to whine instead of doing the work. You got women being men out here and a man transferring to woman. Crazy work. Whoa! Let's go back into the content.
Gotta find something that's good for me. I'm praying everything work out long term.
What you mean you praying it works long term?
Shut your bitch ass up!
My nigga, you just started, my guy. As long as you show up and you don't do a no call, no show, and you do what you're supposed to do, then you can do whatever you want to do. As if his job is just in the air. You're praying that it's long term. My guy, just make sure you follow the rules and guidelines of the job, my guy. You ready to record. He didn't even read the manual. He didn't even understand the ins and outs of work. Hold on, let me plug my computer. My computer talking about my hold on, my computer about to die to start the stream. We can't have that. Let's go back into the content.
It just got done pouring down raining. It was thunderstorming for a hot second.
Do you know what I believe was going on, ladies and gentlemen? This right, Dante, at the end of the day, he just wants to be a content creator, and he sees that him pushing out the narrative that he's going to collab with Tyler Perry, as if Tyler Perry is not in the middle of a lawsuit of him touching somebody, touching his coworker. So this right, Dante,
shut your bitch ass up.
You want to collab with Tyler Perry, and he's in the middle of touching his coworkers? Whoa! Hold on, man. Hold on, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, this right, Dante is displaying his gig job that he just recently got. So this is pretty much like a food delivery service, to where it's pretty much like Uber Eats, but he doesn't have to drive his own vehicle. So it's pretty much like a Instacart. We're gonna skip him shopping. I ain't trying to watch him shopping. Come on now.
Manager told me, my manager told me we don't do that many quantities of water, a big bulk of water like that, so we can only do like 2 at the most. So, bro, they really protesting over there. Hold on. I gotta go get this last basket. Okay. What is going on over there? Bro, they're really out there. They really out there protesting. What the heck going on? Whew. Cool. Oh, today I got a cash tip today. It was one of my last orders I did. Oh yeah, he gave me $10.
Listen. What we have to understand is that even though he only got a $10 tip, that's $10 that you didn't have. See, in modern day society, you have people downplaying jobs, downplaying doing gig work, downplaying getting out the mud, as if they're going to pay for your bills. Who cares what the next man has to say? Who cares if people are laughing? Who cares if you are in a position and you go to your friends and family and they see you at work? That should be something to be proud of, not something to be ashamed of. See, in modern day generation, modern day society, people are ashamed to work a 9 to 5 because they want to have the big boy job. But how are you supposed to have a big boy job and you don't understand how to serve? When you understand how to serve, then you become a boss. You want to skip the process and be elite. But how are you going to be elite if you don't understand the groundwork? See, what we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you want to be a manager, you have to understand the ins and outs of every position under you. So how are you supposed to be a manager and run whatever you're supposed to run if you don't even understand who is below you? So then when a complaint comes your direction, or a coworker decides to call off, you can't even fill the position because you was never there to begin with. So do not feel discouraged. Do not feel some type of way because the next person is trying to make a mockery, trying to displace you, take away your position, make you feel some type of way of working a 9 to 5. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that your rent, your mortgage is taken care of. You got food in the effing fridge. You got clothes on your back. You got a roof on top of your head. Everything else, it is what it is. But the necessities, that's all that matters at the end of the day. Family drama, this and that, this breakup is replaceable. But all that matters, ladies and gentlemen, is rent being paid, clothes on your back, food in the fridge, and a roof over your head. Everything else, it is what it is. I repeat. But people feel some type of way. People are calling in, no call, no shows, not because they're sick, not because their ride broken down, but because they feel ashamed to work for the next man. How you gonna be a beggar? How is a beggar gonna be a chooser? And you look into your bank account and it's looking like a freaking Zor symbol, like a Chinese sword just went through the graphics. It just looks negative, just red, just straight blood work. It's in the negative, all red. You in a position to be choosing. Meanwhile, your bank account looks like a sword just went through it, ladies and gentlemen. Negative balance. Finish him.
Finish him.
But yet they want you to be beggars out here. They want you to ask the next person for their pockets as if they don't have their own financial obligations. We all got something going on. We all want to eat, but to take from the next man's pockets consistently is crazy work. So this rise Dontay, man, keep on doing what you have to do to take care of what you have to take care of, and don't be a financial liability to the next person. Asking them, can you pay for my bills? Section 8 housing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand about Section 8 housing is that it is taxpayer dollars. Taxpayer dollars pays for Section 8 housing. So if you're in that situation because life prevents you from getting the next dollar, it is what it is. But to finesse the system to where you're claiming $0 income, $0 income. Meanwhile, you're receiving a YouTube AdSense check or some crazy work, you're finessing system. So you gotta have a 9 to 5 to survive. You cannot rely on government assistance, and that's going to make Black people look bad because at the end of the day, they already feel some type of way about us. Do not let that outlook be true. You have to beat the stereotype that Black people are lazy. So this right, Dontay, making content of you doing whatever you're doing, pretty much Instacart, but you have a company car, that is being a man, that is being masculine. Don't think, oh man, I look weak out here. That's making me look like a PUSSY. No, you're doing it. You're getting out the mud. You're making something out of nothing. And to everyone that feels some type of way of working for the next man, get what you have to get what you really want at the end of the day. Use that job to get whatever the hell you want to get at the end. Don't look at it like I'm trapped in this rat race. No. Consume what you need to consume. Obtain what you have to obtain. Save that, invest that, and transform that to whatever you want at the end of the day. Do not be so confused. Don't see the mind is a very powerful but very weak thing. Outside influencers are making people quit their 9 to 5s, making them feel insecure about their 9 to 5. That's some crazy work. Then you have people talking about a 9 to 5 is not for everybody. Well, who's gonna pay for the fucking bills? Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Who's paying for the fucking bills at the end of the fucking day? Unless you got mommy and daddy going to pay for your bills. Not everybody has the luxury of having a mom and dad. Not everybody has the luxury of having a friend member wire them transfer $500, $1,000, 2 bands. People have never even seen 2 bands in their lifetime. People don't have that luxury. So at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to survive. Crazy work out here, ladies and gentlemen. Content creators really making content talking about a 9 to 5 ain't for everybody. Who the fuck is paying for the bills then?
Wait, is it 10? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 10. He gave me $10 in cash. And he said he tipped on the app as well, so that'll be a part of my check when I get it too. So.
Yes, sir. Collect your pennies, collect your coins. He got a $10 tip plus additional tip from delivering whatever he delivered. Yo, that's money that you didn't have, and everything adds up. Don't think just because you see a little $7 order, a little $8 order that is nothing, and you decline. If you're doing gig work, ladies and gentlemen, for the people that do the gig work, and for people that never did gig work, you get to pick and choose what you want to do before you actually commit. And people are declining $8 orders because they want a $15 order, they want a $20 order, they want a $30 order. Sometimes if it's $8 and it's only 4 miles, that's $2 to every mile. Profit is profit at the end of the day, and everything adds up. You ain't doing shit anyways. You're in your car, lollygagging, scrolling through social media. You might as well get money.
Just my wallet. Yeah, man, it's cool. Lay back, chill. I'm just vibing out, listening to my music. Yeah, cool, man. I like it. I really like it. I want the next 5 years of my life to be like, just really, like, disciplined, stable, secure. If I can hold down this job.
Okay, so we hear you talking, Dontay, but action is the answer to everything. So if you want financial stability, if you want everything that you're talking about, it's all about action. Me, myself, I work in the next 30 minutes. I decided, hey, why not I push out content? I haven't made content in a while. If I want my YouTube channel to grow, I can't be just saying things. I can't just be wishing things. I can't just be hoping things. I actually got to produce. I actually got to press that record button. I actually got to commit action. So people, they do a lot of talking, ladies and gentlemen, but they're not doing enough action. Action is the answer to everything. Let's keep it a bean, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stop the cap. People do a lot of talking, but not enough action. If you want something to be done, even if it's something illegal, if you're going to push weight and you on a mission on the road because you're a road runner, you may want the bread, you can see the bread, but at the end of the day, you got to be behind the wheel. You got to push that weight from one state to the other and make it back safely, hoping you don't get pulled over. If somehow that is a mission complete, you just got the bag. You're up 15, 20, 25, 30K. But there's risk, number one, and I'm not pushing nothing illegal. I'm just an example. There's risk, but also at the end of the day, you had to put yourself behind that vehicle and go behind that car and push that gas. Nobody's going to push that gas for you. Nobody's going to put those racks in your bank account for you, ladies and gentlemen. So we can hope and wish all we want. Action's the answer to all things in the building.
For the next 5 years, bro, like, that'd be dope, because I'm sure by that point, I'll probably be, you feel me? I'll probably be a super duper manager, you feel me? Or I'll be like, I'll probably become like an area manager or something like that. You know, me and my wife. My wife starts here next week too, so, and that's what I want.
Whoa. He's talking, hold on. Let's keep it a bean here. This right, Dontay. Slow your roll, my guy. Slow your roll. You talking about being a manager and a CEO. You can't even keep a job for the past how many years you've been uploading content? You be quitting jobs before you even walk in, my guy. People are giving so many olive branches. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, this light-skinned ass ninja, this right Dontay on the screen, he has a whole CDL license. What? Stop the cap. You have a whole CDL license, man. That man could be on the road making bread. On top of that, he could be recording the road, really getting content, showing all type of visuals on the screen, really pushing out great content. He can do two things at once, like Future 2. How that song go? At the same damn time. I was thinking of the other rapper, Kevin Gates, 2 phones. But he could do 2 things at the same time. And that's what it takes. You can't just stop your 9 to 5 and chase a YouTube fantasy, think it's going to pay for the bills. Then you're selling your soul, pushing out struggle content. Meanwhile, he wasn't even struggling. What?
Stop the cap.
Bro, how are you making struggle content talking about you about to be homeless, but you was never struggling? You took a hiatus for 30 days. I take a hiatus for 7 days and I feel some type of way. 7 days, I'm losing subscribers. 7 days, I'm losing momentum. You lost 30 days off of YouTube. That's 30 days every single day you could have had K views. You know how YouTube works, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about consistency. It's all about momentum. You can't keep your foot off the gas. This man, this light-skinned ass ninja, after making struggle content, missed 30 days plus on YouTube. He wants to come back, act like it's all sweet.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap, this right, Dontay. You got to make black people look good. I'm tired of black people looking bad. We see that all over the news. We said that all over social media. We got to beat the norm, the narrative, excuse me. We have to beat the narrative that all black people are bum ass niggas. Stop. Stop it.
Too, man, like I wanna build the next 5 years of my life, you know, with holding a job long term to see like where it could take my life. Like I'm still in the pursuit of becoming a—
Hold on, let me read the content real quick. Shout out to Fanboy. He says, but sometimes them small orders, they tip when you deliver the order. He said, nobody wants to start from the bottom. They want to start from the top. They don't want to have skills. Big shout out, Fanboy. And Persky, shout out to him. Persky says he's showing people address where he delivering. Someone gonna call corporate on him. Watch. These kind of jobs he cannot record because of porch pirates. This right, Dontay recorded his first day. yo, Empress, imagine you finally get a job, not waiting a couple weeks, even a year, but a couple weeks to get your feet wet, see how the managers, their mannerisms, seeing the ins and outs of your job, and then recording the content. Once you see what the flow is at your workplace. How are you going to, not even day zero, not even day one, day zero, you're pressing the record button? No shame. Crazy work. Let's go back into the content.
Actor, like that's something like that's a passion of mine that I'm still pursuing, but I'm gonna pursue that while I'm holding down the job. You know what I'm saying? So I can have that real, you know what I'm saying? I can have that stability while I'm still, you know what I'm saying, like pursuing my other passions and still, you know, doing content every now and again. You know what I'm saying? So you feel me? I feel like I can balance all aspects. It's just all about balance. You know what I'm saying? So that way in the future I ain't ever gotta worry about, you know, being in having any like financial troubles moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness, bro.
Nation is on the right.
Right here.
Wait. Going back to Empress comment, how you gonna be doxing people's address? That's an invasion of privacy, bro. That alone can make you lose, bro. This right, Dante, my guy. Are you really putting people's address on the internet? There's consequences for that, my guy. I already know you're not gonna edit that part out, but yo, if you going forward, if you're watching this clip, this right, Dante, you got to edit people's privacy. You can't put people's personal information to be broadcast on the internet. That's some crazy offer content.
Turn on them hazards. Yeah, bro, it's just I don't know why like I took so many of these jobs for granted over the years, man. Like
You don't know why you took all these jobs for granted over the years. Well, let me answer you why you took all those jobs for granted. Maybe because you didn't have any financial responsibility because you was living in Section 8 housing. You was paying $0 rent because you would get a job and you quit it every 3 weeks. So a little $500 here and there will last you because you ain't paying rent. So why would you keep a job if you don't have no financial responsibility? You're using McDonald's Wi-Fi for free. You're living for free. So what is really taking away your bread? So you got comfortable in Section 8 housing. You stayed there for how many years? 5, 6 years? Stop the cap.
it's just my mindset, bro. It's really just it really be all in your head, bro. When you think
You really do, you stupid ass light skin ass nigga. You really do be all in your head to have a victim mindset, to have a bitch ass mindset, to be a leech and suck up all the coins, paws from the government. Whoa! The man was literally a leech, a bloodsucker from the government, claiming $0 income. Meanwhile, he was receiving a YouTube AdSense check. Then he wants to record going to job to job to job as if he's going to actually work his jobs, but quit the next video. So let's see how long this job lasts, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop the cap.
you can do something, you really can though. It's really just where you put your mindset. Like I just had to change my mindset, change the way that I saw what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And realize that like it's for a reason. I'm doing it for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? And it also helps as well with, you know, finding a job that you like. You know what I'm saying? And so I know I guess I got a little lucky with this one. I got a little lucky with this one. But it's cool, man. I'm grateful, I'm blessed, man, and you know, I'm gonna do what I need to do this time. Keep that right there. I'm gonna make sure I do what I need to do moving forward. Show up, be responsible, be reliable, and just work hard. And I feel like, you know, especially since I was blessed with this opportunity with a job that, you know, that I'm actually already good at. And then I got the blessing of being able to do this with my wife as well. You know what I'm saying? So
Yo, never ever work. When you first starting off, it's one thing if you have a business, but when you first starting off from the bottom, never work with your wife or your girl because you never have a time away from her. You need time away from your significant other. You can't be underneath her fucking breast 24 hours of the day. That's going to eventually be toxic. You got to actually be a man, go to your 9 to 5, have a work life, and come back home and blow her back out. You can't be under her because eventually, once again, y'all are going to be tired of each other. You can't just be next to her 24/7 thinking it's sweet. It's gonna imagine if you start arguing at your place of work, or you bring in whatever from the home to the workplace. Now that's a toxic work environment. Now you're making everybody else walk on pins and needles because y'all two are fighting. This right down to it is breaking all type of rules and codes, rules and regulations, man. Crazy work.
Man, I can't take that for granted, man. Can't take that for granted. I ain't gonna lie, that's a little challenge I got for myself. Just being disciplined, man. Just gotta show up when you're supposed to show up.
Yo, I think this right Dontay is saying these things so he can make himself believe that he is going to be disciplined, because he knows damn well he doesn't have no discipline. And that's okay. But don't be making these videos and then 2-3 videos talking about, oh man, you know, it wasn't for me. Look at the excitement and the enthusiasm that is showing that he has a 9 to 5. So people outside looking in, because at the end of the day, people are going to watch these videos and be like, this right Dontay, if he's able to be a content creator and have success, quote unquote, then I can follow that blueprint. And it's nothing wrong of getting a 9 to 5 and making content. So if this right Dontay can make content at work, then I can get a 9 to 5 as well and make content. And that's what it's all about, is showcasing the blueprint for the next person, that anything is possible as long as you have the willpower to achieve whatever the hell you want to achieve. At the end of the day, anything is possible. But to be showing videos working a 9 to 5 and then quitting is it's cap, because now you're showing to the masses that you're just doing this for views. So now people are going to get these jobs, the gullible, the NPCs that don't have any thought process. No, the prefrontal cortex didn't develop in their front mind. They're gonna go get these jobs and follow the blueprint, because this right Dontay, he's going to these jobs, he's getting views, because right now this is his highest view video in I don't know how long, the past 2-3 weeks. All the other videos of this right Dontay has been flat. So his video right now, as I'm speaking, is at 10K views. People are excited to see a man work, especially somebody like this right Dontay, because that is how we survive. We can relate to work. It is a universal language. To see a man working needs to be promoted more. Don't be making content talking about, oh man, I'm gonna donate plasma because working the job is too hard. There's no excuses. They're giving him all the incentives, all the resources, all the benefits. What is the excuse now to quit this 9 to 5? I hope he doesn't play himself, yo. But we all know the inevitable is coming.
I think about my family most importantly, especially.
Oh man, I forgot about that, ladies and gentlemen. The man has a whole family. I'm blessed enough, because I play the fire. I'm blessed enough not to have a kid. All I have is a little dog and a cat. He has a whole family, and you out here playing around.
Stop the cap.
One day his son is going to grow up and see that daddy was quitting 9 to 5 and he was a bitch ass ninja. Excuse my French.
Shut your bitch ass up.
We have to be a better example to the kids, because the kids are watching us like a sponge, and they're going to be monkey see, monkey do. If daddy's quitting 9 to 5s, I'm going to grow up and quit a 9 to 5. You have a whole family and you got your kid growing up to a PlayStation, blowing up hot air, but I understand he has a furnished apartment. But some people don't have furniture in their apartment. They rather have a PlayStation than furniture. But they are here having sex. How is your thing, pause, even getting hard, and you don't even have furniture in your house? Whoa! Let's go back to the content.
Seeing like how bad life can get, bro, when you take jobs and stuff like that for granted, bro. Like, I got put in so many bad positions over the years, simply because I didn't have a reliable source of income. You know what I'm saying? Just because I just had such a limited.
Yo, you can't blame nobody but yourself. At the end of the day, as men, we are a reflection of our reality. So if something's not shaking, you have to look back at yourself and be like, maybe I need to get my ass back into the work field, the workforce, actually apply myself to get whatever I need to get. The victim mindset has to stop.
Mindset, bro, like, you know. So just changing my whole mindset and believing that, like, bro, I can do this, bro. I got this, you know. It ain't nothing I can't do. So I've been telling myself lately, there ain't nothing you can't do, bro. Just think about the mission, bro. Think about the mission. Think about the
You know, it's crazy. Why does it take him so much energy just to take his ass to a 9 to 5? The man has to prep talk himself literally to go to a 9 to 5. Like, this is only day one.
I'm thinking about the life I want to give my wife and my son, bro. Like, and how I want security for my wife and my son. And the thing is, too, bro. Like, I'm thinking realistic too. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been like an ongoing, issue for me for a while now, bro. With like just holding down the job. So I'm already like mentally preparing myself for like when I do start to get in that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Of, maybe I'm just feeling, just very unmotivated one day. I'm training myself in my mind to be able to push through those days, push through the days where I may not feel like.
Listen. Life is very simple. This man is making it complicated for no reason. At the end of the day, if you ain't trapping, doing something illegal, a 9 to 5 is going to save your life. If you don't have investments, if you don't have stock or 401k, something to be a safety net, a 9 to 5 is going to pay your rent. If you don't feel like going to a 9 to 5, think about who's going to pay the fucking rent. That should be enough motivation to get your ass up, regardless of how slump you are. Who's paying the fucking rent at the end of the fucking day? Nobody? Is up to you? Okay, then get your light skin ass ninja ass up and take your ass to work. I be trying to laugh with the bros. It ain't. You think people really want to go to a 9 to 5? I can't speak for everybody. Some people are some working ass motherfuckers. They do enjoy working, but majority don't like going to a 9 to 5. They would love to sleep in. They would love to be a bum, but they understand bills is coming around the corner, so they gotta take their ass to work.
Coming, or where I feel like another opportunity may be better, I'm gonna just hold this down. I'm gonna stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Because before I would always just be like, there's always something better. That's how my mindset used to work.
Oh yeah, there is always something better. But in the meantime, make sure that you're taken care of. We see something better. Don't do not fuck up your position to where you quit your current job, trying to chase something better. You don't get that something better. Now you don't have nothing. Now you're just ass out. Now you're forced to make struggle content. Now your ass is out. You got your kid in your hand. You're going job to job with a do-rag and a dish rag, asking employers, can I overdraft? Am I able to pull out $20,000 out of my bank account? It's okay. I'll pay it back. I'm dish rag Dontay, right, type, right, type. His girl's in the background, Hannah London. Don't really like to talk about women, but I'm gonna have to address this. I'm gonna have to keep it a stack. This goes for both sexes. We don't discriminate. You have a whole YouTube channel. Your last videos was about you on a holistic journey. You was in a hospital because of your diabetes. I have to be very sensitive because this is a very sensitive topic. A lot of people suffer from health issues. But in modern day, you haven't uploaded any content. Your man is working on YouTube. Meanwhile, you're eating in the background, some chips in the background. I don't have anything to crumple up. Let me see if I can find something to crumple up. I'm going to get a piece of paper. This is Hannah in the background, bro. You go, baby. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm your wife, Hannah London. I'm going to sit in the car while you make content. What? Did you get the number 5? No, I told you to get the number 5. It's okay. I got more chips in the background. Yo. Oh, I'm ruffling my chips too much? But you said that I could eat while you make videos. Yo, Hannah. Come on, man. You got a whole YouTube monetized channel. Whatever you upload is going to be monetized. And you're a woman. They want to support you. As a matter of fact, you have more support than Dontay London. Your views will be crazy if you actually apply yourself. It's crazy how people got to tell these content creators to apply themselves on their own page. Crazy work. We really got to babysit a whole content creator and hold these people accountable. But at this point, I'm just documenting this journey because this is hilarious content. This man, Dishrag Dontay, is going back and forth between jobs, but then he was telling the masses that he doesn't want to work a 9 to 5 because he can't work for nobody. But now, modern day, he had this epiphany, this mind baffling moment that, oh, wait, I'm going to go back to a 9 to 5. Ladies and gentlemen, 9 to 5s will save your life. Don't listen to what no one says. Keep a 9 to 5 until you become that business owner that you always dreamed of. Then, okay, quit a 9 to 5. But even then, a business owner, an entrepreneur is more work than a 9 to 5. So people want to be CEOs, people want to be bosses, but in reality, these bosses don't have holidays off. These bosses, these CEOs are always on call. They're always working. Just because it looks sweet doesn't mean it's sweet by any means.
I used to think like it was always something better that I could be doing, and which will always make me leave or start to lack the work ethic I needed. And I bought this earlier. They gave me the company card, so I could buy this this divider, so we can put in the baskets like this. So it's gonna help make separating the orders easier and things like that. So that's cool. They let me get that. But yeah. Bro, tell me why, dog. I was just telling my wife this earlier. I was on the phone with her. Tell me why earlier, bro. Like this door right here, it's shut, right? It's shut. Both.
Nah, he's clowning now, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 is going to save lives at the end of the day. Don't be listening to the masses telling you to quit so you could be ass out here like Martin in that one episode. All you have is yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, who is at the end of the day? Ladies and gentlemen, if you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate it. Don't be like this right, Dontay, going job to job to job, being inconsistent, making life harder than what it has to be. At the end of the day, once again, all you have is yourself. Take care of yourself. And don't let no one trick you out of your position just because they want to put their insecurities upon